Light the Balefires and Enshrouded in less than 30 minutes? Let's do it. Welcome back, everyone. This is High Strung Gaming, and today this short video is to show you how to light the Balefires and Enshrouded in less than 30 minutes to spawn the big bad dragon. This is currently the last of the big monsters in the game until the next update. The next update, they're supposed to release a water world, and as I understand it, there should be more big baddies in that world. But until that comes out, we are stuck with the big bad dragon. To get the big bad dragon to spawn, you will need to light 7 Balefires around the Albaneve Summits area. So, before you do that, you will want to have your flame altar upgraded to a strength of 7. That is the maximum upgradable strength before you defeat the dragon. The reason for that is there are some areas that are going to be covered in red shroud or deadly shroud that we'll need to go through. The next thing you'll want, obviously, is some cold weather equipment or gear. If you're upgrading your flame strength to level 7, several of the items you'll need to do that will have you in the Albaneve Summits. So by the time you're able to do that, you should already have some upgraded armor for frost protection. There are several foods that you can craft that also give you frost protection, and there are a couple of rings that you can find in different places as random loot drops in chests. So that should all help you. And since we're trying to do this in less than 30 minutes, if you have a 30-minute frost timer, you should be just fine. And on top of that, you're going to probably want to bring a flame altar with you and have availability to actually place it down. So at level 7, if I remember correctly, you will have access to 10 flame altar locations essentially you can have at one time. So make sure that you have enough flame altar locations. Let's see. Yeah, so 10 flame altars. Make sure you have at least one space open for another flame altar. And let's see. Since the guide is starting here at the Ancient Spire and the Albaneve Summits, you should probably already have this unlocked and ready to go. And without further ado, some of my foods are needing to be refreshed, so I will eat and drink the things. Alright. So let's get to it. You're going to want to start flying off in the easterly direction. And if you notice ahead of me, there's that little icy river. That's where we're going to fly off to. So essentially, we're going to be making our way toward Everfrore Keep. And to get there, we are going to pass through a few different areas. And for the purpose of this guide, since our main mission is lighting the Balefires, I'm not going to worry about the little monsters and stuff along the way. If they start to try and attack me, I'm just going to keep running. Let them attack me. Most of them will chase you for a bit, but not so far that it'll be a problem. So, and as you can see, I have a 25-minute timer on my frost timer. That's just fine. There are going to be shrouded areas we run through as well. Let's make sure that tiger's not following us. Okay, cool. So, like Dory says, just keep swimming. Once we pass through that little gate, this shroud area, we're going to stay on the path. And again, we're not going to worry about the stuff coming up behind us or anything. They're not going to chase us all that far. They'll run out of stamina before we do. One other thing I would mention is that if you're not a stamina heavy build, there are a few spots that you will need to land, take a rest, replenish some stamina, and then start flying again. But we'll get to that when we come to that point in the video. Again, just ignoring all the people attacking me. Now, if you follow this trail up, this is the same spot Forge of Obsidia that you come to get the bellows for the blacksmith. So there's a quest to get the bellows for the blacksmith. It's right inside this door. To get a big bad nasty guy in there, you can avoid that and get around that so you don't have to fight him by coming up here. If you fight the big bad nasty guy inside there and come up to the second floor, come out this gate, you just want to run around this way. And again, I'm just going to avoid as many of these guys as I can. Keep running up here to the right. Snow will slow you down movement-wise, so I suggest jumping or flying if you can. Yeah, those guys are down there. Cool. Okay. Yep. Stamina's good. Okay. There's another fun guy. And we can say, screw you, buddy. I'm not interested. I don't want any Girl Scout cookies, thank you. Now we've veered off to the right there into this cave. This cave does have a couple exits out of it, so don't be fooled. Oh, I got fooled. Okay. Bats are annoying. So, leave me alone. Okay. So, past the bats, there's a little spot off that way. We're not going there. We keep on going until we get to an area with a whole bunch of spiders. And we're going past where all the spiders are. And just keep swinging. Lead your train of spiders up this way. You want to go pretty far in this cave, as far as it'll let you go until you get to this spot where it turns left. And we're out of the cave. If you hit the safe save point here, you're in the right spot. Now, out of the cave, we're coming left, so keep that in mind. And you'll see some stairs going up there. Don't be fooled by that. That's not where we're going. And continue left this way. Gateway Outpost Bora. But just keep running on the path. Running and running and running. It's regrettable that the sun is going down. But again, just keep running. Okay, these things aren't giving up. And they do suck when they hit you because they slow you down. So you can kind of strafe them and let them hit the ground. Or you can hit them with wands or attacks or whatever, but I just let them do their thing. Okay. So, Everfrore Keep. This spot here where you see the shroud, if you have not upgraded your flame altar, this is where it will be red shroud. If you need to, you can always place down a flame altar here and you'll be good to go. Rise and shine. It's morning time. I've had my breakfast and I have deactivated this altar, so it will fade away pretty soon. Alright, when you get to this bridge, we're just going to come straight across. Keep moving up. Watch out for the traps that were on the ground back there. And I'm not worried about you, buddy. Okay, yep. He likes me, though. Okay, we'll get rid of him. Okay. From here, to continue on up to the summit, we're going to go up that way. However, right now, on the way, clear out these rats just because they're annoying. And we are going to come down here. Keep following your steps down. Behind there, you see a big glowy thing. So there's all sorts of things to get in this area. But this is the Balefire for Everfrore Keep. Now while you're standing here, you'll notice that your frost timer went back up. So it's a good way to up your frost timer if you need to. Okay. So like I said, we came into this area from the left over here. We are going to continue up here. Couple flamethrower guys. They've already killed the bird that's here. Not going to worry about them. We're just going to move to the left side. That was great. And here we are up here. This guy's going to be annoying. We have to make a jump, so we'll kill him. Yeah. Bad kitty. Okay. So, jump across here. You want to try, you have an updraft. Plus also, you probably by now have your updraft on your glider itself. We want to try and get as high up on there as possible. So if you can cheese your way up onto these things, even better. I'm not gonna, if you can't, that's fine. You don't have to worry about it. Either way, you want to make a run, jump, updraft yourself with that updraft, and you'll at least get to here. You can pretty much run through this area. There we go. I do know how to play this game sometimes. Beat that down. Get past the kitty. There are guys in this area that want to beat you up. But screw that guy. We run. You can stop and fight these guys if you want to. I just don't care about these guys. I've done that before. There's more fun stuff in there. You can see the glowy. We're going to turn left. Continue on up through here. If you see the little hop hairs running around, you're in the right spot. Make sure you have a little bit of stamina to endure this swing. And get that. A little tricky sometimes. Climb up the grate. Alright. Now this cave is not where we need to be. That's right. Okay, you hit me, so now it's on. Die. Okay. This little cliff here is where you need to go up. The little broken steps and everything. Take the ladder. Hook point. Another hook point. More stairs. Needless to say, if you were doing this in real life, you'd be getting your workout in for the day. There's a bunch of birds here. You can kill them if you want, or you can just ignore them. Run past. They might bother you, chasing after you. If they do, then deal with it. If they don't, then no big deal. Up in here, we have a big bad Cyclops. He's going to come out and say hi. We're going to say, sorry sir, we're not interested, because we just want to run up in here. And he's not going to chase us very far. Alright. So, big huge icy tunnel. If you need ice, it's a great place to farm it up. And basically, the rule of thumb here is if you can go up, go up. Okay. Now, we came up this spot so we can get up to this spot here, which is a little bit lower than where we just were. Last minute bats, sure. Just because they're cool. I hate all the low bats in this game. Okay. And run through this cave and out the other side, and here we are. You have a little save point here. I've already been here once, so I put a flame altar here. And this is our jumping off point. From here, we're going to be flying out, lighting the Balefires. Now, in the middle, once we light all the Balefires, that's where the dragon is going to spawn. It's a big, huge donut. So you have a big ring with a hole in the middle. There's updrafts all around it. There's an updraft coming up through the middle. We're going to utilize those updrafts to get the Balefires. Alright, so we've already gotten Everfrore Keep. A little blue check mark shows it's lit. The next one I'm going to go after is... There should be 7, but I don't think they're all marked on my map because I haven't uncovered everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on my map. There should be one down in this area somewhere, I believe. So the Balefires, as you get closer to them, they are going to have a beam that you can see in the air coming off of them. Let's see if we can see any, because there's one kind of down in this area. I'm not seeing it right now, but as we get closer, we will be able to see it. So the first Balefire I'm going to go for, well, we've already gotten one, but on the way up here. But the next Balefire I'm going to go for, I'm going to catch updrafts going across this little chasm area. So I'm going to catch an updraft here, keep flying into the ring of fire here, catch these updrafts. I used my own little updraft there and fly over the mountains here. I'm going to fly in this direction. I should start seeing kind of a pinkish beam going up into the sky. Let's see. Might be a little bit of a distance out. I think it might be that structure we're heading for. Interesting. So I'm not seeing a beam coming off of this in the sky, like the last time I did this. But this is a Balefire, and we can go ahead and light it. There we go. That is Balefire Silkfrost. Perfect. So all we do now, go back to the top. Okay, so the next Balefire should be kind of in the same direction as this one. So we're going to start off with the same path. Catch your updrafts. Let your updrafts raise you above the mountain here. And just go for a nice long flight. Now, straight up ahead, over this first ridge with the snowy bones, there's another ridge over there with snow. The snowy patch on the left and right hand side, you're aiming for the snowy patch on the right hand side, and the Balefire is actually just a little bit ahead of that. You can start to see the structure forming out in the graphics now. And we're going for that Balefire. And here we are. Rimerock. And again, back to the top. Alright, so the next Balefire that we have is going to be Lance Peak, or Lance Point, excuse me. This one I do have currently on my map. I've been through that area a little bit adventuring, so I can just highlight it as a waypoint. Essentially, this is going to be, here's the Howling Peak, the donut. It's on the other side of the donut, so we've got to push through the donut area. There should be an updraft in the middle that will push us up as well, so we hit updraft, updraft, on through. So, let's stop crouching though. So, updraft through the middle. Wonderful. Updraft here. Excellent. Updraft in the middle. Perfect. Personal updraft. And we go on through for another 500 meters. And there we go. And again, back to the top. Okay, so the next Balefire. Well, we could do Windward, but I'm going to go after Ironheart first. So we'll set that as the waypoint. That is going to be not all the way across, but sort of across the Howling Peak. So we're going to come up to the center here, right along, and go over this part of mountain to get to that. Alright, so here we go. Catch those updrafts. Again, another nice updraft here. This updraft should put us right on the edge of this piece of mountain, which it's fine if you land here, because you can just jump up and go over, get to this edge, and go ahead and jump off. Now you'll notice down below there's a bunch of red shroud. That will clear out the next time that this area, that you upgrade your flame, but you can't do that until after you kill a dragon because you need its head. So, on this, since it's red shroud, it's deadly shroud, you need to be careful not to fall into it. Balefire is down here. Get the exact spot. This looks like it. Yep. Straight nosedive into it. And we will go ahead and light that. Alright. Perfect. Back to the top once again. The next one we're going after is Balefire at Garrison Windward. Now for this one, it's kind of off to the left on that side, okay? Down in that direction. So what we're going to do, we're going to come in, hit this updraft, because it's out there a little ways, and we're going to go ahead and bank left. And we're just going to fly straight there. Now, as we're flying, I'll point out, you'll notice you have that kind of floating castle-looking thing in the background. That is beyond the current shroud wall, or world wall. That ridge line that has all those pillars on it, that's literally the edge of the world currently until the next update comes out. Oh, seem to be veering off course a little bit. Okay, 200 meters. Should be almost directly below us here. Yep. It's a little spot we're dive bombing for right there. You would think that dive bombing like this would hurt your head when you land, but guess we're alright. Just kind of missed it a little bit, so these guys are going to give me a little bit of a welcoming party. And this guy wants to join the party. Alright, now that they're dealt with, we can come around the backside, go up this ladder, and hit the Balefire. Excellent. Let's see. That is how many now? Hit one on the way to the top, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have one last one. That last one's going to be, I think it's called 1,000 meters or something. It's out there a ways. So it's kind of in a similar direction to this, but it's out in closer to where that flame shrine is there. It's a good distance. So if you don't have a large stamina bar, and we do want to hit this updraft again, as much altitude as you can, and bank left. If you don't have a really large stamina bar, you may have to stop and land to let your stamina refill. The structure that's just to the right of there, just to the right of where I'm flying, that's a good spot to stop. If you can hit that, let your stamina regenerate, and carry on from there. But this last flight, being at night, we can see whether or not it's going to have a red beam up. Hopefully it will, so you guys get to see what it looks like. Otherwise, they've changed that about the game. They used to all have the red beam, glowing beam, going up from the Balefire, so you could locate them easier. You see that little structure we're flying toward? That is Shroud immediately after that, so you definitely don't want to overshoot this one. It can be somewhat troublesome. And as you can see, it's still a ways out. It's just good for me that my stamina regeneration is so high that it pretty much regenerates as I'm flying. So I, for the most part, have unlimited flight. It's ridiculous. But I do like my stamina build. Okay. We're coming down. Get some altitude off of me here, so I cannot overshoot it. There we go. Already there's some people that are not happy with me here, because there is one more Balefire I almost forgot about. It is kind of down in this area, just a little bit south and just a tiny bit west of the Shroud Route here, about that location. Now, you could, it's almost a complete 180 from where we're at. You could bank left, but it's actually a shorter path to bank right. Instead of banking right immediately, because it is a distance out there, I'm actually going to go across the arena like we did to get to Lance Point, and then bank right and come around. Well, actually, not all the way through. I think I'm gonna try and come off the right side of the arena as we're looking at it, which is the south side here. Same way we did for the first two down here. I'm going to do that, bank right, and then come down and hit that. That actually should be the last one. So, and make sure my foods don't run out, because I like having a full belly. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead, come on through here, catch as much air as I can, hit these updrafts, back to the right, come on through this little part of the mountain here, and we're going to now bank right over this way. It should be off in this direction here. What's up, bird? There's that point down there. That was 1,000 meters. There we go. That little spot right there. Heading straight for it. This should be the last Balefire. Once we light this, then we should have a new friend to play with. Sorry for the confusion. White pine. There we go. There we go. The dragon rises. Perfect. Let's go back to the Howling Peak. Take a look at our new friend. There he is, flapping away. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Doing all right? Well, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful and informative. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Check me out for more content, gameplay, and crazy antics with my friends. And have an awesome day.